Hello and welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Eric, joined once again with
Angel.
and
Cordero.
bringing
Finally!
you some more One Life to Live if you didn't know from Cordero. Um, May 15th to the 25th, 1986. Tom, you roll the credits and we'll chat. These were fun episodes. I liked them. A lot of action in Vienna
Yeah.
Yes, and it's on location too.
on location and not going anywhere. I felt like it was a lot of just stuff happening, but like I don't know. Um, but we'll chat about it. Should we talk about that first? I don't know. I have so many things. So remember we were talking about defecting. We didn't really totally understand what it was. So it's when one abandons one's country or cause in favor of an opposing one. So I guess it's basically a traitor, right? Traitor to your own country. Um, and that's what this whole mess is about.
Yeah, that's what Dave Rinaldi did. Which in 1986, I don't blame. I do blame him, but in 2024,
Well, he did, but then
25.
I guess, but he did, but I guess he took it back because,
Yeah.
or maybe he was doing it. I don't know. I don't know that story because we didn't see it, so I have no idea. So I guess this is like the
Hard
fallout of
to read my book.
whatever that mess was. So it starts out. I guess we'll do that storyline first. Richard is mad. He was left out of not knowing about Jenny and David being alive, but whatever. They're like, we had to keep a secret. So he's like, all right, I get it, whatever. He shows Vicky and Clint the interview. Um, and they see that Jenny was wearing a hat. Well, Jenny was wearing a hat, and Vicky's like, she don't wear hats. So she knows something's going on. Greta and Dirk plot their evil plans out. They worry about Jenny still being on the loose, and she said something about mentioning like that she's gonna, or I think Dirk wants her to seduce David. I'm like, do you really think that would work? Like, unless you maybe drug him. I don't know.
Loves
So Brad
Jenny
gets
down. That would never work.
Jenny's what?
He loves Jenny down, so that will never work unless he's
Yeah,
drugged.
right, right, exactly. Brad gets to Vienna. Clinton and Vicky are heading there. Brad talks to. I don't know why I have Brad talks to a dude. Richard sent to help him, but I don't think we see this guy again. So I guess it's just like a contact that's only around for a minute.
Yeah.
Dirk gives a letter to David from Jenny. Of course, he's suspicious about it, that they forced her to write it or whatever. That he's not really sure if she's safe or not. Um, Greta wants David to rehearse for the press conference. Jenny shows up where Brad is. Um, the waiter there, Fritz, who's awesome, warns her about the dudes that were looking for her. Craig tells Dirk that Vicky and Clint are on the way, and he will have them followed when they get there. Um, Greta says Vicky and Clint can't help David. They're not going to let them near her, obviously. They're doing very bad things. Jenny gets a note to Clint to meet in the gardens. She plans to meet them in the gardens, but of course, there's those men that are all over the place. There's like 25 of them. I guess they're
Almost
all
like
evil,
they were on the bench.
right?
They were just like
They,
on the bench pretending that they were like reading a newspaper or something like that.
yeah, they don't look obvious even a little
They
bit,
look
right?
obvious.
Vicky and Clint are followed as Jenny scopes it out in her bright orange outfit, because that's
Now
what you
what?
would wear when you're trying to hide, right?
Yep.
It's like wearing a black hoodie in daylight. Like
I'm like, what is happening here? And how did she get clothes? Like, was she able to go somewhere? Like, I don't know. I don't know where she's. I'm confused because isn't she just running around the town?
I
Did she get them
guess.
from like a thrift spot? I don't. I don't know. I guess she has to deal with what she can find around.
Mm-hmm.
David pisses Greta off. She threatens Vicky and Clint's lives. I'm like, all right. So he's still got to like watch where he's, watch his step. I still
Mm-hmm.
don't quite understand what David's influence would do. I guess because he's like a big musician,
Hmm.
supposedly. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it would be like if Taylor Swift
Oh,
betrayed the country.
thank you, because that actually helps me. That would make
There we go.
that makes total sense.
I was like, think of a big musician. Well,
Right.
Taylor Swift, first of all.
And don't Taylor hate people in the comments. It's not nice. She has enough going on. Jenny sees
Yeah,
the
she
guys
loves people.
yeah, following Vicky and Clint and runs off. Vicky worries about Jenny. Clint knows they're being watched, so obviously Jenny has to watch her step. Jenny and Fritz talk in the restaurant. She kind of opens up to him what's going on, like, I'm not bad, whatever. He believes her. He seems like a cool dude. But she wants him to get like a message to Vicky and Clint, but like he's like afraid for his family. He's like, listen, I don't know what's going on, but it seems a little deep. Um, some guy comes in and she rolls out because she thinks it's like one of those many men that are after her. Dirk goes to see Vicky and Clint, talks about David and Jenny, says they don't want to see them. Um, he says that Jenny said to keep in touch with her godchild Mary, I guess like as a nod that they're okay, like to seem like things are legit, even though it's shady as fuck.
Mm.
Vicky and Clint are on to him, of course. They meet up with Brad, and they discuss the situation. The dudes are watching them. Brad's looking around. Brad finds Jenny dressed as a homeless woman now,
That's a
which
little better.
right? Why didn't she dress like that in the first place? I'm very
I'm
confused.
saying, yeah.
You must have missed something.
I must
Yeah,
admit,
there is a lot of weird cuts. I'm like,
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
ah, I know. I feel like we're not getting the full story, and we probably would if this person didn't pause it in random spots.
Hmm.
Um, Jenny takes her hat off. I'm like, why? They're outdoors in the wide open. She takes her hat off with Brad. It's unnecessary. Dude, there's people watching you. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Jennifer,
Um,
stop.
yeah, if you get busted, it's on you, girl. They discuss they discuss what their next steps will be. At the Vienna Museum, Vicky and Clint discuss the situation. Jenny walks into a bad guy. Brad is still around. He punches him out. Jenny runs away. Fritz talks to Vicky and Clint, says that Jenny needs their help. They seem suspicious of him because they're not sure if he's like one of those bad guys because there's many of them, or if he's
Mm.
actually just a nice man helping, which he actually is, I think, at this point. Um, Jenny runs and runs, and then she sees a convent, and she's like, "Oh, I'll hide here." All of those people are still in pursuit of her and go in after her. Or the one dude goes in after her. I guess they respect the religion. Um, so they're like, we'll just one person will go in. The priest like lies to them. Well, he doesn't actually. It's a lie of omission, I guess. Um, mm, that happens later. Jenny begs the priest to hide there. He says, "Yeah." Well, hesitantly. Priest says that Jenny can stay. Dirk says to the priest to give her up. He's like, "There's nobody here. I don't know what you're talking about." Well, he says there's no homeless woman there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, whatever. The fellows are waiting outside for Jenny. Brad goes to talk to Vicky and Clint. He shaved now. He shaved that terrible beard, which was fake anyway. They discuss what they're going to do. Um, I think a lot of it felt like filler to me. Like it was just like, I don't know. It was like partially exciting and partially like, is anything going to happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we're waiting for this concert, really, is
Mm.
what it comes down to.
Yeah, I got stretch
Um,
it out.
yeah, stretch it out. I wonder how many episodes this was. I want to say probably like 10. maybe 15. I don't know. Felt like a lot yet a little. Um, at Dirk's, he's bugging David while David questions them about Vicky and Clint. He's like, because I guess he feels like Vicky and Clint's there, so he feels a little safe. And of course, Dirk's like, no, you're not. David throws like a tantrum and he's like, well, I want to do whatever I do to prepare for my concert. He wants to run 5 miles and stretch. And Dirk's like, bitch, you crazy. Like, I ain't letting you run 5 miles. Like, what? No. Anything else to add to that crazy ass story? What do you guys think of it? Do you like it?
I think it's really drawn out, to be honest. It's hard to stay engaged because nothing's really major's happened yet. It's kind of like building and building and building. It's like,
Right.
when do we
That's
get?
the way I feel.
Yeah.
I
Angel,
agree.
you feel the same?
I agree. The great Patti LaBelle, I think her name is, said it best when she said "great gowns, beautiful gowns," and that's what the storyline is so far because like the location shoots are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can have, I could see Clint and Vicky walking around the park for hours, and it's still breathtaking to me. But like I said, great gowns, beautiful gowns.
Yeah,
Vienna's
that's all it
beautiful.
was. That's all it was. It's just like it felt like a ton of filler. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I feel because now we didn't get a chance to watch this for As the World Turns, 1987. Yeah, 1987. But I feel like they should. I feel like they should have. Well, obviously they couldn't because it was the year before. I feel like As the World Turns learned from this and was like, let's compact all the Sabrina drama into 1 month that we didn't see.
but the Sabrina, when I read the Sabrina, you know what? It might sound better if you read about it for this storyline because I can see it like when you're reading it, it could feel like it's probably written more intriguing than it actually is, like
Mhm,
because of what's happening and or what's not happening really. Because
mhm.
Brad's there now. Oh, and then Cassie joins them at some point, which I'm going to get into now because that's kind of part of Dorian's story. So I was
Yeah,
separating that. But Cassie doesn't really do anything either once she gets there. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
again, we're just waiting for this concert to happen.
they could chat.
Um, so speaking of Dorian, we'll get into that one now. um, Dorian and Cassie are talking to Richard. Richard wants to. Oh no, wait, no. Richard wants to meet with Cassie. Dorian warns her about. Oh wait, I'm confused. Oh, well, you have that Jonathan Russell that comes around.
Mm-hmm.
He comes to see Dorian. Um, is that all that happened? Richard and Asa are talking. Cassie's there. Says David said stuff that they didn't do together. I guess
Mm,
to like get a sign out to her so she knows someone's making them say stuff.
mhm,
Um, Craig wants to take Cassie out to stay close to her. Connie asked Dorian to contact Brad in Vienna. She's like, no, what would the reason be? Like, we
mhm.
can't do anything. Richard talks to Dorian about Paul Kendall. I thought this was going to be a big story, but it ended up being a weird story for Dorian. It's showing, I guess, like her devious side coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get
Yeah.
that? She seems like nervous when Paul Kendall's name's brought up. Dorian um, says that it was like this dude. She has like a flashback of this dude and like face bandages, and he's like nasty.
And he's bleeding.
Um,
Like, oh my god.
yeah, like someone fucked up his face.
Yeah.
I know the name
Um,
Kendall from One Life to Live History, but I don't know who they are or what they were. So if you recognize them.
so apparently they were big in like organized crime. I did look it up a little bit. He was involved with Karen
Okay.
and stuff. Um, the actor's name is Tom Fucello. He's done a lot of stuff. I didn't realize. I knew he looked familiar when or sounded familiar to me. So when I looked him up, um, he of course, I guess he was gay in real life. He died of AIDS in 1993 at 56 years old. He played Dave Culver on Dallas. If you ever watched Dallas, he's in like every season except for like one. Um, He was in One Life to Live for 2 years, Knots Landing, Falcon Crest, 90210, Beverly Hills. He's only in like
You
one
know,
episode of that. He's only in like one episode, and I didn't
okay.
look it up. Which one?
I want to know if we watched it already.
I'm not sure. I want to say it said 1993, so
What's his name?
not.
What's his
Yeah,
name again?
His name is Tom Fucello.
Coachella. Okay, the name does sound familiar. Okay.
Um, he was in Love is a Many Splendid Thing. I don't know why I cannot say that. He was also in the Colbys, and his last thing was Young and the Restless in 1992. Yes. So, but again, he was not in this story, but he was in it in the 70s. And I guess he was like a bad character as Dorian got like weird. But then what happens next really threw me off. Um, so yeah, so the dude said, I guess in the flashback, he said to go away to Dorian basically. Um, and I think they were in like San Carlos where this happened, wherever it was. I tried to look up the storyline, but I didn't see anything for it, the Dorian and him. Just that he was involved with Karen Willock and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cassie goes to see Connie, Delilah, and Joy and Dee Dee are there. So I guess people are cutting them out because we don't see any of them really.
Yeah.
Dee Dee's in it a little bit more, but again, she's like side storyline because Bo's not on.
Yeah, Bo's not on.
Um,
He's in our lives right now.
do we know who this guy Leo is? Where did he come from?
Leo?
Leo brings up um, Paul, and she seems upset and tense, and she like kind
Oh,
of calms Dorian.
either. I remember him. Yeah.
You don't remember him?
Oh, I do remember him. I just don't remember what who he was. Or he wasn't on that much, was he?
No, he was in the. That's why I've wondered if he was just like maybe like he's a friend of Dorian's that she just goes for calming. I don't know because that's what he did. Dorian mentions maybe finding Tina, and she's like, you know what, never mind. Because I don't want her to come back to town. Cassie, Cassie and Connie talk about Vienna. Leo relaxes Dorian doing. I don't know. I guess he's whatever. We don't know who he is. If you know, comment below. Um, Dee Dee asks what's wrong with Connie. We have a flashback to her and Brad. I like how these people, like when they talk, like they have this long ass flashback.
Mhm.
Like I wonder how long Dee Dee stood there, like waiting to talk to. Like, is she like dying?
Like,
Like, are you there, girl? Um, Pamela and Asa were on. I don't even know. It isn't really part of that storyline, but it's only like one thing that happened. So Pamela and Asa are on. They talk about the baby that she had lost. Dee Dee calls about Peter's poll and the numbers, and he's leading in the numbers apparently. So I don't know if this is happening, like, and this person is pausing this stuff. So we're not seeing this campaign. We don't know what's happening with that. If you know, comment below. Dorian goes to uh, Cassie's about Richard's article about the spies of Landview. And Paul Kendall, I guess, is one of those spies that's listed. Cassie leaves a note saying that she's going up the coast after Dorian leaves. I guess because she's planning on going to Vienna. We know that Dorian does not want her to go to Vienna. So she's just like appeasing her, which is smart because you can't tell Dorian anything,
no,
or
yeah.
she'll put you on it. I love Dorian. I love seeing my Dorian.
Me too.
Connie wants to go to Vienna. Jonathan is on his way over to see Dorian.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I needed a sip. Dorian thinks back to when she wrote the note from Paul.
Hmm.
What is she doing? Is she trying? Is she trying to get like Jonathan to like her or save her? That's what I feel like is happening.
I don't know.
So she wrote that note to herself. Jonathan gets to Dorian. He says he'll call the cops. She gets upset with him for not
Yeah,
really.
I did. You know what? I
Yeah.
remember now from earlier today. Yeah, I think that's where I think it's going with that.
So yeah, she gets upset with him for not caring anymore, and he kind of grips her. She guilts him, um, and then like once he leaves, she's like, "Now I'm making progress." I'm like,
Mhm.
"Girl, are you trying to hook this man this way?" Because I feel like you don't need to.
No.
He seems kind of into her. I thought. I don't know. Connie wants to go to Vienna still. She can't find her passport. We find out that Cassie stole it. Cassie thinks that she looks enough like her to get away with it, and she does. So whatever, it works. Dorian, Dorian is putting a face bandage on a My Buddy doll. Did you catch? It
I
was a
was
My Buddy doll.
I
Yes,
remember
it was
my
my
buddy
buddy
doll.
doll. And I also was thinking this is apropos of her future role as Hecuba on Passions. It's coming to a
Jimmy.
One life to live will continue in a moment.
to me.
So fun fact about the My Buddy doll. You know that Chucky was based after the My Buddy doll,
Yep, I remember
like the
the
Child's Play.
my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy.
And
Do you
kid sister.
Yeah.
same song just with Kid Sister?
Kid sister, Andy.
Yeah.
So apparently my buddies basically went out of business because of Child's Play because they were based after that doll, and the sales dropped dramatically after Child's Play
My
was out.
God.
Oh wow.
That's why my buddy went away.
Makes
I
sense.
read that. I forget where I read that. But anyway, she's putting a bandage on. I guess she was gonna set it up to look like that man. I don't know. I don't know. It's a really strange thing. I thought it was gonna bring that man back somehow, but it's she's just trying to bag this guy, I guess. Jonathan calls and tells her he will find out who wrote the letter. Like, wouldn't you think she'd be nervous because she's the one that wrote the letter? But she's not.
She's not
Um,
the doll and is basically like, I don't need you.
yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier that Dorian and Connie search Cassie's for her passport, says she's not going or whatever. Dorian gets a note from Paul Kendall. Did I say that? Connie says, "Tell the police." Brings up Jonathan Russell, the PI. I forgot that note because I had it in a different highlighter. Oops. Connie tells Dee Dee everything. Because Dee Dee's cool. I really like her. She's smart. She doesn't seem to want to help Connie with this because she's like, Connie, I think you're basically doing something stupid. Don't do it, girl.
Yeah.
Are they sisters? I forget. They're sisters or cousins?
Sisters.
Sisters. All right.
Who's her other sister, the redhead?
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like none of them look
at some
None of them
point.
look like, yeah.
played by who?
Elizabeth Kiefer from Guiding Light.
Oh, right. I guess she was the first one.
Prior to the actress that we're seeing now.
Yeah. I kind of
Well,
like her take on the role, to be honest.
you want to see her take on the role?
Yeah, I would like to see Liz Kiefer in the role. Yeah, see what she was like.
I'm sure there might be one episode out there or so.
Yeah.
I'll have to look. Dee Dee basically says to Connie, like, what are you going to do in Vienna? Like, you're going to get there and what? Like, just stand around like everybody else is?
Yeah, that's
That we know? Connie,
yourself.
Selfies. Yeah. Connie seems to be okay with it. She's like, all right, she seems calm and cool now. I still feel like Connie's going to end up going or getting there somehow. But she wanted Dee Dee's help in getting a passport. I guess Dee Dee does passports. I don't know the situation
Or she
with that.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe she knows somebody. Maybe because she is married to Bo, and like maybe Buchanan Power can get it.
Maybe
that makes sense.
Cassie gets to Brad in Vienna. They don't really do much. Craig goes to see Dorian. He's looking for Cassie. Finds out she left town. He questions her. She's like, "Why you question me like, I'm a bad guy here? Like, what's going on here?"
In those scenes. Oh my god.
What happened?
was so creepy in those scenes. He came across so desperate and creepy.
Yeah, and Dorian was getting that, and then Richard arrives, and that's how that ended there.
Yeah.
Um, interesting. So now we got the Tina stuff. So Asa, Richard, and Pamela are talking about Tina. Asa leaves. Pam thinks that Richard is good for Tina. You really think so? Because aren't they related?
That's your cousin. Yeah, no.
Yes, they're related.
That's so weird.
It's weird how nobody calls it out. That's what's even weirder. Everyone,
That's what's
right?
weirder.
Yeah, like no one's like, "Oh, he's your cousin." Why? But no one says anything.
Yeah, I don't get it. Especially if they're. That's why I don't. I still can't believe they're related. Because why would you be saying stuff like that?
Yeah. And why would
That's why I ask you guys every time. I'm like, are you sure they're related?
Yeah.
Are you
all the
positive?
people that of all the people that should be like calling them out, I think Vicky should also be the one to call them out because Vicky is directly related to Richard through Victor. I'm sorry. I was like, what's her dad's name? Through Victor. So, and Victor is Tina's daughter. I mean, sorry. Yeah,
Victor's Tina's daughter.
Sorry.
That would be a twist.
Daughter too, yeah.
You should be the main one to be like, excuse me, you shouldn't be banging your cousin.
They haven't
Dang
been.
it.
They only kissed, so. But still, it's gross.
And I guess a cousin's better than a brother.
Well,
And in Pennsylvania, just kidding. Because this is where it takes place. I know some Pennsylvania laws.
All right. So meanwhile, in El Paso, Texas, Tina is there, and she's going to see Maria Vasquez about a letter. Tina wants Maria to be a problem for Clint.
I love that line. Got a good laugh out of me.
I don't know what did we miss to get Tina to El Paso, Texas? Did we miss something?
Yes, I know what it was.
Go ahead.
It was while Vicky and Clint were in Vienna, Tina was at the mansion getting the last thing of her things.
And
she found the letter from Maria to Clint. And of course, she's nosy and opens it up, and she was hoping that Maria has dirt on Clint that she can use to get Lane Bear back.
And then I guess is that Maria related? That Maria is the grandmother of the Maria that we meet, correct?
Mother. It's Cord's grandmother.
Cord's grandmother.
Yes.
So Tina finds that Maria died recently. She tells, who was it? The dad's name is Al, right?
Al Roberts.
She tells.
Named after later.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
She tells Al.
Yeah.
Oh. So yeah, she tells Al that they are close now, or else she wouldn't be there. Clint wouldn't have sent her. Enter Cord Roberts down below.
Finally,
Cordero is here. Finally. So Cord.
Bye, Richard.
Cord is played by John Lopriano. John Lopriano? I don't know how to say his name. Lopriano?
You know what? I've heard it before because he was a recast for Brad Snyder on As the World Turns, and I still don't know what the pronunciation is. So,
Lopriano.
John Loprino, so that's what I'm going with.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Loprino. That makes sense. It looks like that. It could say many names, many ways. So he started in Search for Tomorrow in 1985, along with his on-screen mother, Barbara Luna. She was on Search for Tomorrow as well in 1985. So I'm like, I wonder if they were on there together. I'll have to look into that, because I'm sure there's episodes of that on YouTube.
Yeah,
Maria's here too. Maria is amazing and delicious, and I love her.
Barbara Luna, you know Barbara Luna from other things, right? She's big.
Yeah,
she's pretty big.
Yes.
So yes, you pointed out As the World Turns as Brad in 1999. He was on as
one right before they de-aged this character and played by Austin Peck. So he was
Austin
the last
Peck,
Brad Snyder who was older than Jack.
the last Brad of the 90s.
Yeah, he was the last one that they the character and brought Austin Peck on, and then they made him the younger brother.
And he played as Cord many years, 86 to 92, 93 to 97, 2004, 7, 8, and 11. So he's come back many times. And I do have some things on Barbara Luna. Because she played Maria, looks like from 86 to 87. She was a Star Trek girl. You know, they're pretty big. She was on a Charlie's Angels episode, one of my favorite ones, actually, in the last season, on Search for Tomorrow for a year. Dallas, she was in one episode, and she played Sydney Jacobs in Sunset Beach in 1997.
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Did you get to her yet?
Oh, no, she's ways away. She's in like 98, I think.
Okay.
7, yeah.
So that's that there, and then we'll continue. Where was I? So Tina says that she will wait around. Cord and Tina flirt pretty heavily. They pretty much, it seems like they fall in love at first sight.
Instant chemistry too. Oh my god, it was like right away.
Mm-hmm.
They got chemistry. Yeah. Whoever did the casting for Cord and screen tested them together with Tina, thank you, Lord Jesus, because that was fire.
It's brilliant.
He reminds me of Peter Reckle in the 80s too, like the way he acts. He does, and he has a similar look. Cord tells his dad that he will ask Tina out for dinner. We see that Maria doesn't seem to really like Tina very much. Cord and his parents discuss Tina. And Maria says that she will take care of Tina.
Mm-hmm.
We have that scene cut out too. I think when she went to talk to Tina, I was like, "Man,
I was so sad about that." I went and looked it up, but I watched it. It was.
You what?
I said I was so sad they cut it out. Then I went in and looked it up. Then I watched the whole thing. The scene is on YouTube somewhere. But
oh, nice.
Yeah, we didn't really miss too much. They did mention later on when Al and Maria were talking what they talked about. But Maria basically told her that Clint was. Her mother wrote to Clint hoping to get Cord a job at the Banner. So yeah.
So we're not supposed to know that Cord is related to Asa at this point, correct?
We don't. The viewer doesn't know yet that he is a mechanic, correct? Yes.
Do they know, or is this what this letter is about?
Nobody else knows, but Maria. That's why Maria goes to see Tina because she's afraid that the secret's out. But we don't know that yet. Sorry.
Tina calls Pam about Cord, tells her that she is playing hard to get. Maria comes to see her. I guess she knows what the letter is about. We get the vibe. I guess we know that. In Texas, still, Cord wants to show Tina around. Cord invites her to a party. She says yes. Finally gives in to her love for him already. Tina's finding something to wear. Maria and Al talk, and she don't like Tina. She keeps going on about it. Cord, I guess she just knows. She knows that kind of person, and she can just sense it.
Trouble. She knows.
Yeah. Cord and Tina go down to the party. It's like a hoedown. We have these two douchebags that harass Cord and Tina. Cord offers to fight the douches. Tina seems impressed that he's like fighting for her already. This is the kind of man she likes.
He is smitten with her. He is so smitten with her already.
Mm-hmm.
They both are. She's very into him too.
Sure. With each other. Oh, I love him.
And he seems impressed with Tina too for standing up for herself.
Mm-hmm.
Tina says maybe they talk about money and all that. She tells kind of like the truth about her story, and she's like, I'll have to get it the old-fashioned way and marry into money. Cord didn't like that.
Not like that.
So I guess Tina volunteers to do whatever that weird target thing is.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like going to be one of those dunk tanks, but it wasn't. I'm like, okay.
Actually.
Yeah, it was weird. Cord and the fellas do the game. They throw the bags at the targets, and I guess like just water falls on your head if you hit the target. Um, Al and Maria continue to talk about her. Cord says Tina is as ballsy as his mama is. I don't think his mom likes that. The douche hits the target. Um, Cord and the dudes fight, and Cord like dumps water on them and gives Tina his jacket to warm her up because she had gotten dunked.
Aw.
I know it was cute.
It was
Maria
cute.
blames Maria blames Tina for the fight at the party. Cord and Tina get back all wet. They're in some stable. I don't know if it's his stable. I guess it is. I don't know what they own. Are they not rich people, right?
No, they do. I think they live on a ranch in Texas, though.
Mm.
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they do okay, probably.
Yeah, they're. Is his dad like a farmer or something, or like a stable hand or something? I don't know.
Got me.
Something like that.
They look like it.
Mm-hmm.
Cord and Tina get to know each other a little bit better. She kisses him to thank him, just like on the like cheek or something.
Mm-hmm.
We have these guys, Rocco and Freddie, that are looking for Tina still. I don't know if they're looking. I guess they're looking for both of them. I don't know, but I guess they won't have unfinished business to take care of since they got water on them.
Is
It's
that
kind
what
of silly.
like what's the deal? Like I don't know why they have to go find Tina and Ford. It was weird.
I don't know. It's silly. I guess it's just
Are they jealous
Yeah.
because Accord went left with Tina? Is that why they're taking off?
I guess, and they're supposed to be Cord's friends, and I'm like, they're
Yeah,
not
it's really
good
weird.
friends.
No, they aren't.
These- They're giving me like rapey vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. Like
Like
they
they're like, oh, we'll take care of her. I'm
right.
like,
Yeah, they're
ew.
like, are they like gearing up to attack her or something? Like I feel like there's something.
I know that's what I feel like too. And it ends with Tina is talking about all her past loves with Cord, and like, who was she talking about? Was she talking about Clint
I don't think
or
so.
Mitch? I don't know who she was talking about. Like
What?
her, the one guy.
Do you remember what she said? Maybe I can figure.
She was just talking about how she loved someone and it didn't go well and whatever. And I'm not sure if it was Clint or Mitch or somebody else. Maybe Richard. I'm not positive.
I think it was Richard.
It was how it ended though with them.
Yeah, it was probably either Clint or Mitch then. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's all I got. They were. It was fun. I did like some of the Vienna stuff. Like I liked Fritz. I liked but I just felt like it was a lot of.
It was.
I don't know. Yeah, it was very draggy.
Yeah, I mean there were some good moments for sure, but it just kind of
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, hopefully we'll get to the concert soon, and that's when everything will come to a head.
Hopefully they recorded it, right? I'll be so pissed if we watch all this and then they don't have the concert.
Oh
I'll be
my
like, what?
god!
But I'll investigate. I'll make sure. I'll double check for like different episodes just in case and see what we've seen. Because I know there's full episodes out there from this year. But it's just a matter of how many are out there and stuff.
Mhm.
Anything else to say about these ones? This batch?
Just happy chords here. And
Yeah, me too.
I love seeing the beginning of their love story. I haven't seen all of it. I've only seen some of it.
Cord and Tina are full blasts.
Yes, and Maria, which is amazing. Maria's delicious. I love her.
So I guess she hangs around.
She does. She's
I wonder if they all go to Landview. I guess you would know.
well, yeah, she's on for a year, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, it said on her thing. It didn't really say that I didn't know if she was just like recurring, like just like on and off, kind of like
she's on.
sporadic.
She's on the whole year, I believe. but she's no spoilers. But she's like an early Vivian Alamine, and I love her.
Oh, nice. It's a shame that they didn't
She
keep
was
her
also
then.
on the show.
Yeah,
she's
she'll be on soon too. Yeah,
Louis Sorrell is coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, I never seen her. Well, did I? I'm trying to think. I seen like clips of Marsha Cross on there, and maybe one
From
clip
that
of
family.
yeah,
Louise Sorrell.
yeah. I can't wait to see.
Louise Sorrell. It goes way back too. She was a Star Trek woman as well. I think she,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if she was a Green Woman or not.
Someone from Santa Barbara played her dad, and I can't remember who it was. Kate Marsha Cross's dad. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Louise Earl's husband, Charles. I can't remember who it is. It's a pretty prolific soap actor too.
Huh.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, she was in a Charlie's Angels episode too. Louise Sorrell. But she was in a lot. She's in like if you look in this like at her stuff, she's in like everything that's in the 70s. Beretta, Hawaii Five O, like all of that stuff.
I bet, yeah.
So I guess she was a big character actress before a soap opera legend at this point.
Well, I know all about Vivian from my grandmother, so she loved Vivian.
So yeah, it's crazy. Vivian is a character.
Mm-hmm.
She really is.
Yeah, she's fun. Every time she comes back, she's fun, and she's still on, and she's like 85, but she's great. And she looks amazing.
Still looks good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap this edition up of Queers and Soaps. Thanks for joining us. Subscribe, like, and comment. Did you watch? What did you like in 1986? Did you like Cord and Tina? Did you love Dorian Lord, who leaves soon, unfortunately, for me, because I love Dorian Lord. Although Dorian's like like her own worst enemy. She always like once she does something, I'm always like, oh, I know it's gonna end bad, and this is probably gonna end bad and lead her out of town. So whatever she do with this Jonathan guy. So thanks for joining us today, everyone, and have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.